The fiendish combination of ingredients that you see before you right here, which is meat sticks and Red Bull, is a blender drink that we see Molly Shannon's character Bev Mellon create in one of the latter episodes of season 4 of Only Murders in the Building. We don't see Molly Shannon's character Bev Mellon drink this, only make it. And I have to say that that's because they did not pay Molly Shannon enough to drink this, but they don't gotta pay me nothing. I'm gonna do it. You know, Molly and I met on a subway on our way to a bare-knuckle boxing match in Soho a couple years back. And funny story, we both bonded over making fun of the man beside us, his cologne. Had a great laugh about it. I reached out. She wasn't available for the show. It's a shame. And I'm quite pleased with that bit of improv. I didn't write that. I was just trying to do my best Oliver Putnam there. So let's see if I can repeat that throughout the episode. Wow, she must have had at least a can in there before. So we're going to need 2 cans of Red Bull for Bev Mellon's Fixer-Uppers. Bev Mellon's Fixer-Upper. That's what I'm calling this. Yeah, nothing I love more than blended lukewarm Red Bull. And meat sticks. I watched... for research, and I watched the episode and then I went back to it for research purposes. I thought they were Slim Jims, but you know, in retrospect, they were just red, and I don't know for sure that they were Slim Jims anymore. And I'm going with that because at my grocery store they don't sell Slim Jims; they sell Chomps, whatever Chomps are. And I don't recall exactly how many of these she threw in there, but it was enough. You know, when I was a kid, I used to love a Slim Jim. That was, my dad would take me with him to the liquor store, and you can read into that whatever you wish, because it'll be correct. And I would get one of those quarter Slim Jims every time. Oh my God. Nah, I gotta tell you, Slim Jims are a little better. Chomps try to taste too natural. Oh, there it is. There's that tangy feeling in the end there. The texture's a little bit grainier too. I like their slogan though. All stick without the ick. No ick. It kind of tastes like a meat alternative. Like it has that texture. Apparently it's not. My shirt and my apron riding up on me. Okay, here we go. Bev's Picker-Upper. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Fuck. Oh, Bev, you done me dirty. It's so chunky. I really wanted to de-chonk it a bit. But, there we are. Holy shit. Few things on the show have provided me with a more unpleasant visual. That looks like somebody has been sick from both ends. All right, here we go. Oh my God. Fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, the smell. What is that? Oh, it smells like a dog fart. Yeah. Oh, baby. Oh, no. We got to make sure we get some of the chonk in there. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh my God. Can you imagine like the Hollywood health trend of like blending up Slim Jims and Red Bull? Like that, could you imagine that catching on the way colonics did in the 90s or something?
And I don't know if it's the 2 coffee enemas that I took this morning, but I'm starting to think that the brother-sisters aren't actually identical.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Wow. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. The smell is unbelievable. Oh my God. Just before I poured it, I was thinking, you know, as bad as this is going to be, I know it can't be anything other than Red Bull and meat stick, but I'm not going to lie, I was unprepared for this. Oh shit. Oh my God. What is that smell? It smells, all right, you know, like that strawberry smell from the 80s that was on like dolls, like strawberry shortcake, and I personally remember playing with some girls, My Little Pony, that had that smell, that strawberry smell. It smells like that with shit. That's what it smells like. It smells like you fed it to a sick animal and then collected their droppings. It's unreal. It has a kind of a layering effect happening here. So we have the body. We have an intermediary layer, actually, which I find fascinating. And then we have this chewy head. I am just stalling. There's no question about it. Oh my God. And they all kind of move independently of each other. There's like a plate tectonics thing happening in here. Because you can see at the bottom and the top move independently, and they kind of lubricate along that boundary layer. Wow. Boy, I mean, the fluid dynamics at play here. I feel like a college physics course could study this. Okay. Okay. Whoa, okay. For Bev. I mean, for her. Right, she's alive. Oh my God! Ah! The texture. Oh my God, it's so slimy. Ooh. Holy shit. It's so slimy. Holy goddamn shit. Oh, whoa. Whoa. I was not prepared for that level of sliminess. That is disgusting. Aha. Oh, wow. Oh man, this is top 3 most cursed drinks on the show, without question. Did not wake up today knowing I was about to encounter the devil himself. It's like slimy on my lips. Oh, Jesus Christ. I need to go get a glass of water. Oh my God. Wow. I think this might be the most cursed drink on the show. I can say, I've made like 450 episodes of How to Drink, and I can say with almost certainty that I have never once described a drink as slimy. This is like slimy. And I'm including things that had mayonnaise in them and stuff when I say that. That's, oh, dude. Wow. Do they still do like TikTok challenges and stuff, man? Like, submit this as the Bev Melon challenge. Oh, fucking hell. I really don't want to take another sip of that. It's like a sensory issue thing. It is skin crawling horror for me. Holy goddamn shit. Wow. Who knew that this could possibly, like, I really just thought, Slim Jims and Red Bull, that's hilarious. Oh boy, that'll be good for the show. I had no idea how fiendish this creation was. And now I'm wondering if, like, it comes about because, like, somebody on the crew, like, was already pranking people with this or something. Because, like, it seems like a real perfect storm of horror. Nope. Mm-hmm. All right. I need to go back in there, unfortunately, because it's my job. I'm gonna try to get another sip off of the top of this bad boy, and then I feel pretty confident that I'll be able to drink it from the bottom with a straw. The top, man. That is like I have like a fear reaction. That was bad. It's way up there in terms of the cursed drinks of the series history. Way up there. I would legitimately rather drink Cowling wine, or Cowling liquor as it now is bottled, than this. I'm not even fucking kidding. I'm trying to think. I'm strategizing what my sip is going to be. I think I need to like chuck my mouth open. Like a little sip, it gets all over my lips. I think I got to like chuck my mouth open and just like kind of neck it. Is that the word I'm using for here? I don't know. And like then once it's in my mouth, I can probably slosh it around and chew on it and get some flavor. But like my lips touching it. Ugh. Fuck it. Ah! Oh my God, that's bad. Oh, wow. Okay. It's fucking aftertaste. Ugh. Ah. All right. I don't think that Red Bull usually tastes like strawberry, but I'm getting a lot of strawberry notes in it today. And it's not, you know, strawberry Red Bull. Oh, God. It's obviously very salty, and it's strawberry and salt, and it's tangy. It is texturally obscene. It is not allowed. This should be a crime. It's so slimy and thick, and it just like coagulates up in you. It's exceedingly bad. Exceedingly bad. It's like, oh, wow. So yeah, as I was saying, strawberry, salty, tangy, they're not smoky. They're like some, you know, taco seasoning aspects in there. And then it like really kind of turns into shoe leather at the end there. Like actually the mildewy smell of like the inside of an old suitcase. Of like a suitcase that was left in a grandfather's closet for a decade or something like that. And obviously it just like stays with you and pieces of it are falling out of your teeth. Wow, Bev, you are made of sterner stuff than me. Like if Bev Mellon just like goes to work and starts her day with the Slim Jims and Red Bull, whew, don't fuck with her, man. Bev's a monster. Like, truly, you would have to be an actual monster to drink this. Wow. Yeah. The water is fine. It's just that it was releasing more of it from my teeth than places in my mouth. Okay. I think that's enough of this one. I want to move on to some of the other drinks in the show, which promise to be somewhat, maybe, less cursed. Let's do, oh God, the smell. It just like wafted up at me. It smells like shit. It smells like a heavily used bathroom. I want to get on to some of the, I want to move this along so that I can get into some of the other drinks that are appearing, mentioned, and occurring in, yeah, only murders. I want to move. Oh, it just like comes back on you. And I've also got to let you know that How to Drink is supported by viewers like you who have chosen to become patrons of How to Drink via Patreon. I'm actually live streaming this into our Patreon Discord right now, which is a private Discord for members of the Patreon. It's a great community. There's a lot of people in there. The other thing that's brand new that I've been working on tirelessly for many weeks now is the How to Drink app, because a lot of people are using the show, apparently, this is news to me, but wonderful news, as their personal cocktail guide. You go to YouTube, you look up How Greg Made blah, blah, blah. Well, to make that a lot easier for you, I now have the How to Drink app, which is a work in progress, and we have a channel for it on the Discord where you can tell me what's wrong with it. And it will allow you to find episodes that you vaguely remember, drinks that you wish you could make, that you wished you'd made first time around, or that you had and you want to make again or you want to show to somebody, it will allow you to find any drink I've ever made on the show and any episode that is ever in the show and reference them across each other so that you can get from the episode to the drink or the drink to the episode. It'll allow you to save those drinks as favorites so that you can recall them and keep like a little quick cheat sheet for your favorite drinks that you like to go back to again and again. It gets updated with every new episode. It's very cool. I mean, I'm very proud of it. I put a lot of work into it. I never programmed anything before, and it's been an uphill battle. And it remains an uphill battle, but it's in a functioning state that is navigable, and I'm pretty happy with it. And it has like 1,300 drinks in it, which is, I think, pretty much the whole catalog. And all of the episodes are in there as well. There is a lot of data refinement that's going on, so it's just getting better all the time. Meredith and I are working on fixing, a couple of mistakes and filling out some details here and there. The show really, truly needs Patreon to survive and continue, and it really kind of can't without it. So if you love How to Drink, and if you want exclusive episodes, if you want exclusive drinks that I make from, like, at the end of an episode, I keep shooting and that part goes to Patreon. If you want me live streaming to you personally on my private Discord, this is an experiment I'm doing today. I don't know how often I'm going to do this one. If you want behind the scenes looks, if you want access to the app, if you want access to the Discord, if any of that sounds interesting at all to you, check out the link in the pin comment below or up here in the corner, or you can just go to htdapp.com and it'll take you to a login or a sign up and check it out. See if there's anything there that'll turn your eye. I would obviously deeply appreciate it. It's a humbling thing that people are actually giving me money directly to make this show. And I hope that I am living up to your expectations. At this point, I usually toast everybody with the drink that's in front of me, but fuck no, I am not doing that. Instead, I will raise you a glass of water and say, for those of you who are checking it out, thank you for checking it out. And thank you to all of the people who are currently patronizing this show. You really do make it possible, and I couldn't do it without you and your support. So thank you. Okay, let's get this out of the fucking way because I can't even look at it. Ugh. So I'm gonna make some gut milk, which is a beverage in a box can that we see mentioned on the show a lot. It's introduced to us by Ursula, who has gotten roped into a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme in season 1 where she's got to sell all this gut milk, and to get information out of her, Charles Hayden Stavage and Oliver have to buy a lot of gut milk. And then they wind up drinking it and find out that it tastes really good, and Oliver thinks it's giving him abs. And according to the Only Murders wiki, gut milk contains 32 grams of protein, 8 grams of carbs, and 13% alcohol in about 200 calories. I know that mine's going to be well over 200 calories. Also, I think somewhere I read that at some point in the show they describe it as being vanilla-like or tasting of vanilla. I don't recall exactly when that happened, and to be perfectly honest, like when I love Only Murders. I've seen every episode. I did not rewatch every episode as prep for this. I did my best. So, but I'm gonna go with what I recall, which is that it's vanilla. I think, looking at this list of ingredients, that gut milk is probably gonna get treated here like an eggnog, actually, if I can separate my shaker. And I've made eggnog on the show many times. You'll find it easily using the How to Drink app. If you use the link in the pin comment below or up here in the corner, I've made some wonderful eggnogs. Eggnog can be made in a shaker very easily. It doesn't necessarily need, why is this so hard to open? It does. What? Oh my God. Somebody threaded that on there poorly. Eggnog doesn't need to be made in a giant punch bowl or whisked or anything like that. In fact, it was at one time very frequently made in a cocktail shaker behind the bar when you decided you wanted an eggnog in the middle of July. At one point in the evolutionist drink, I was thinking I was going to buy a bunch of protein powder and just like put a bunch of that in there. But then I thought we can just use an egg and make it an eggnog, and it'll be actually like a cool drink, a good drink. To get that vanilla thing, I'm going to use Smirnoff vanilla. And what's the proof on that? Is that full strength? You're only 35. So we're going to use some of this and some bourbon. Yeah, that'll be good. We'll use the scotch later. Well, let's get it cracking, says Greg. I'm going to start with 3/4 of an ounce of vanilla vodka. I'm going to do 1.5 ounces of Evan Williams bourbon. more like an ounce and 3/4 because my hand got heavy there. I'm gonna do almond milk. Why almond milk? I don't know. Something about gut milk makes me think it's non-dairy. I couldn't tell you why. Maybe it was mentioned that way in the show and it's like just kind of in my subconscious. Maybe it's because it's like kept, you know, room temperature in cans. I don't know. Let's do 3 ounces of this. Okay, 3.5. Heavy hands. I don't think that it's gonna be very sweet right now. I mean, it is sweetened because the vanilla Smirnoff is sweet. Let me just see how sweet it is, because like I should actually know this. Not actually that sweet. So I'm gonna do 3/4 ounce of simple. God, it's funny. It tastes a lot like cereal milk. That vanilla thing, like of course it would, but I'm trying to remember what cereal, like specifically a kind of a cereal. It tastes like the milk that you get afterwards, which is weird because I don't drink eat a lot of like sweet cereals, so I don't know what it is that my brain is grabbing. And 1 whole egg. Whoop! There she goes. Usually with an egg white, I'll dry shake. It's kind of a different thing. Here, I don't really think I need to, actually. Oh, wow. Let's pour myself a delicious glass of gut milk. And here it is, gut milk. And it's being served in a glass from Visky, the official glassware provider of How to Drink. They make beautiful glasses. I need glasses for my bar. I bet you need glasses for your bar. And if you do, why don't you check out the link in the comment below or up here in the corner. Use code HowToDrink15 at checkout. You will get 15% off of your entire order. They have other things over there too. Check them out. Thank you, Visky. Gut milk. Let's hope the gut milk improves my situation. That's pretty tasty. That's not bad, actually. The combination of the vanilla vodka and the bourbon are a surprisingly enjoyable combo. You get this vanilla sweetness up front, which kind of turns almost chocolatey for a second, and then that particular bourbon, it's really kind of one note. It's very peanutty. And when you put them all together, it sort of reminds me of like, not a Snickers bar, because there's not very chocolatey, although there is a beat in there that kind of reminisces of chocolate. But it kind of reminds me of some kind of a Halloween candy. There's also some like dry tobacco notes, actually. It really turns on that now that I'm thinking about it. Like the smell, if you like took open a cigarettes or a cigar, ripped them open and just smelled the tobacco, it strongly tastes of that smell. I've often said that I really like the smell of a humidor, although I don't smoke. This is not really the same thing, but it's in that way. Pretty tasty, actually. It's pretty good, which I feel like is exactly what we're going for here. It's pretty tasty. That's kind of their reaction on the show. This is fine. 100% you could make this your holiday eggnog. Some people are going to find it undersweetened, believe it or not. A lot of people want their eggnog very sweet. This could be sweeter for the average eggnog imbiber, and it could be heavier, it could be thicker. The use of almond milk here, it doesn't have quite the weight of a whole milk or cream eggnog. It doesn't have that hoof. It doesn't like do what dairy can do in my throat, which is like kind of clog up the works. It doesn't make you all phlegmy. So you might like that, you might not. Yeah, I've definitely had way worse nogs, and I've had no gut milk that was any better. Wow, man. What a relief. I was worried I was making something truly horrific there. I was not prepared for gut milk to be one of the good ones in this episode. Whew, feeling a little better now. Now I've got to make a sweaty Betty. So mild spoiler if you haven't seen season 4, and honestly I don't really call this a spoiler personally, but there is an episode in which our Only Murders gang has to flee the city and hang out with Charles Hayden Savage's sister Doreen, played by Melissa McCarthy, at her home in Staten Island. It's an episode called Valley of the Dolls. During that episode, Oliver Putnam is desperately trying to make himself a drink that he calls a Tulsa Torpedo, which I will make next in the episode, but unable to find the vital ingredients, which of course is, watermelon liqueur, Doreen tells him, how about one of these? We call it a Sweaty Betty, and it's mostly entirely vodka and Crystal Light. So here's the thing. I am not a Crystal Light enjoyer. I don't know that I've ever had Crystal Light, but I did buy a bunch of it. I bought all of the flavors except for black tea because I thought, well, there's no way she's using black tea on the show. It's just, you can tell by looking at it. So I don't know what flavor of Crystal Light is like the original flavor that probably people think of when they think about Crystal Light. It's probably, if I had to guess, either fruit punch or like lemonade, peach mango. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the right approach is here. Should I just make 6 versions of a Sweaty Betty? I don't think I can do that. I'm not going to be capable of doing that. I'll just lay down and die if I try to do that. I'm thinking about Doreen, and I think she's either a raspberry lemonade lady, or frankly, I think she's a peach mango lady. And the reason I think that is because this one has caffeine in it. Directions: empty a packet into 16 ounces of water and then replace the cap. All right, well, I watched the episode. I think she emptied a whole packet into a whole glass of vodka. So here we go. Just one whole glass of vodka and some Crystal Light. All right, let's mix up our Sweaty Betty. No, I'm not adding ice to this at this time because neither did she. That's a lot of vodka. Well, here's to you, Doreen. By the way, those dolls in that episode, one Thanksgiving, was it Thanksgiving? I don't know if I remember if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas. It was one of the two. My grandmother, when she was alive, had a friend who was a very wealthy lady very wealthy, lived in the very wealthy part of town. And she was a dermatologist, so, you know. But like not the cancer kind, but like the kind that makes money. And she had the dolls. She had dolls like that in every fucking room of the house, acting out little scenes and posed all over the place. 3-foot dolls, 4-foot dolls, just dolls everywhere. It was great. It was just such a wonderful holiday. We all had a lovely time and nobody said anything mean to each other. It was great. It was great. There was no snide comments directed at me or underhanded, reverse compliments. It was just such a wonderful time. Nobody left early, certainly not me. Anyway, here we go to Sweaty Betty. Wow, that is a tart smell. Woo! Woo! I mean, look. Wow, that's strong. That's way better than I thought it was going to be. It really kicks. It's pure alcohol. But yeah, you gotta drink that. I think with a little dilution, if you shook it or put some ice in there, it wouldn't be so bad. Don't drink this, because that is a half a bottle of vodka. Don't do that. But honestly, Crystal Light and, I mean, you could probably do like a Crystal Lightini. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should make a decent Sweaty Betty. I'm just kidding. Well, the tasting notes, by the way, are peach and mango and sweet and tart. I mean, I don't know what else it is. It's peach and mango. I don't know what else it would be. Put a little ice in there. Give it a stir. Yeah, personally, I can't go for the room temp Sweaty Betty. I think I'm more of I like my Sweaty Betties on the ice. I know some people who would enjoy this. Better not to speak of them. So in that same moment, the reason that Oliver Putnam has a Sweaty Betty is because Doreen puts him onto the Sweaty Betty because he can't find the ingredients to make a Tulsa Torpedo. Now, originally, I said he's making a Tulsa Torpedo and he's looking for watermelon liqueur. Those are the two connected things in that moment. And I was building this drink entirely around watermelon liqueur. But in the edit before that, he said, I have to go find a little friend by the name of Johnny Walker or something to that effect. And, in my brain, I was like, well, that's two different things. He's looking for Johnny Walker because he likes to have a scotch, and I think we've seen him have highballs in other episodes, and that off camera he probably decided, oh, I can't find scotch. You know what? I'll make a Tulsa Torpedo instead. But now I'm thinking that maybe the Johnny Walker is for a Tulsa Torpedo, and he's found that, but he still hasn't found the watermelon liqueur, because why would he have? And so I think it probably makes sense for this drink to not be what I was making, because my notes are essentially a watermelon margarita, which is delicious, but also not exciting in this context. And so probably it is the Johnny Walker Black, or red if you had it, but I happen to have black, and watermelon liqueur somehow. And so now I've got to go off book because my notes no longer can guide me. This was a decision I made 5 seconds ago. So let's think here for just a second. We got to have watermelon liqueur, and then actually I brought 2. I went to the store to buy watermelon liqueurs, and I knew Pucker existed, and then I found out that this one exists too. And I don't know which one is the one to use. Pucker, I expect, is going to be much tartar, per its name. This is the Mr. Boston one. Let's give this a snort. That's funny. It tastes a lot like the watermelon rind. That's interesting. It's like less sweet than I would expect, which is, maybe that's a better one to do, because I have a funny feeling this one's going to be virtually syrup. This one is basically a melted Jolly Rancher. Like exactly like that. I actually want to use the Mr. Boston. I don't need that tartness added by my liqueur because I can decide how tart or not tart I want my drink. So, it's weird. I was thinking this was going to be like a sweet and spicy margarita, but now I'm thinking it's got to somehow have strawberry and scotch, which is so fucking weird. I mean, do I just kind of make it as a scotcherita? Like, is it a margarita made with scotch? It might be genius. Who knows? That might be really good. I mean, it's a weird idea. For sure, it's a weird idea. Well, we can give it a shot. I think we start with lime juice. Oh, a Tulsa Torpedo, by the way. Why doesn't Greg just make a Tulsa Torpedo? It doesn't exist. That's why. It's not a real drink. If it was a real drink, I would just make the Tulsa Torpedo. So far as I know, no drink has ever been called a Tulsa Torpedo. Why did I think it should be kind of like a margarita? Well, to me, Tulsa is like, I don't know. I don't have a great, this is funny. I was like I did geography B in middle school, but like my specialization was Eastern Europe and like the Baltic. I have very little like Oklahoma is east of Texas, north of Texas. So to me, Oklahoma is like a little bit the south and a little bit the west, but not really the southwest. So I don't know. Tequila felt like it was about as like, is it tequila or is it American whiskey? You know, that's what I'm thinking about with Oklahoma. And apparently it's neither. It's Johnny Walker Black Label. Ounce of lime juice in our Tulsa Torpedo. Let's do, I think it should be pretty strawberry. Let's do 3/4 of an ounce of this strawberry liqueur. And I think that strawberry and lime are really happy bedfellows. They're gonna go together super nicely. Not yet, they don't. We're definitely gonna need some sweetness in this. Let's do 2 ounces of Johnny Walker Black. Not a lot of cocktails that call for scotch, blended or otherwise. The Tulsa Torpedo stands nearly alone in that regard. Oh boy. Let's start with a 1/2 ounce of simple. That might be a whole ouncer. I'll do another 1/4 ounce. I think I'm gonna just add a touch more sweetness then. So total of 3/4 of an ounce of simple, equal to our watermelon liqueur. I think that means that if you were going to use the Kuiper, the Pucker, then you'd use a lot less simple because that's much sweeter. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I have 2 thoughts here. One, I think that this could have a little heat because watermelon and chipotle are good bedfellows. They like each other a lot. A lot of people like tahini on their watermelon. Tahini has a lot of lime in it and a lot of salt, and I think that since we've already got lime in this, we don't want tahini. Tahini, I don't love tahini as a spice. I wish I liked it more. I have not fallen in love with it. So here's my thing. I could do this, or I could do Ancho Reyes. Now, I use a lot of Ancho Reyes on the show. Is it overused? Maybe. I know that because I've been working on the How to Drink app, which you can get through Patreon, and I've seen a lot of Ancho Reyes show up. It is pretty tasty. Ooh, yeah, that's the way to go. I think that Oliver probably would use this because I don't think he's going to have Ancho Reyes around, but if you have this, this is the way to go. And I think that you would want to go with a ½ an ounce of it. We got some simple, we got some tart, we got a couple different flavors in there, we got some scotch. I don't know how much the scotch is going to cut through here, but I also don't know that I care. I have horrible, agonizing stomach pains right now that I'm just powering through, and I am blaming Bev Mellon. I am in pain. I am not in a great way. Let's get some ice in our shaker. Due to our inclusion of Johnny Walker Black, this drink is going to be a very ugly kind of bleh color. It could have been a beautiful red. Instead, we're getting a brownish pink. I suppose this might be a Tulsa Torpedo. Let's find out. That ain't bad. That's weird, but not bad. Hey, man, that's kind of cool. So you get a lot of watermelon. The watermelon is the big, loud flavor in here, and the watermelon, I would not say that lime is a flavor, but watermelon plus lime, they become kind of the watermelon flavor you expect. I think what I've kind of done is backed into pucker, but that's okay. The sweetness is pretty on balance here. The spiciness is not too loud. It could be a little louder, but I don't think I would make it louder. I just think you could louden it, but like I think it would start to compete with your watermelon. It's there. It dances around on your tongue. This fucking fly. It's there. You feel it in your mouth. You taste it. It tickles your throat. It's probably right at the level you want. So it's really not bad. What about the scotch, I hear you asking? The scotch is present, but not overpowering. It's not a very loud flavor. I am picking up again on fainter, much fainter, humidor tobacco-y notes. There's something in the front end of this flavor profile that I think might be coming from the scotch, if I can put my finger on it. Yeah, it takes like a brief, acrid kind of darker turn there. I don't actually know if that's the scotch. I think that might be something that's happening with our Ancho Reyes. I think that the scotch kind of vanishes into this drink, but not in a way that's unpleasant and not in a way that I think you could replace it easily. I think you want to stay with a dark liquor here. I think that if you just threw vodka in there instead, it would be very... Well, full disclosure, the battery in my mic just died, and I definitely lost a little footage. And I was just talking about the scotch. You're probably asking me where the scotch went. Well, it's not gone. It's still in there. I really actually do like this. There's a really weird tension of flavors at the front of this. And that's where I'm tasting the scotch most. There is a tobacco-y note, again, like earlier, that leads this drink off, goes away a little bit, kind of gets taken over by the watermelon, but then kind of comes back really mellow and carries it out. I'm pretty sure that's the scotch. That could be the Ancho Reyes as well, but even if it is the Ancho Reyes, I am convinced that the scotch is secretly holding this drink together. It is providing the body that the rest of the ingredients are clinging to, and that without it, this thing would fall apart. A lot of times when an ingredient really isn't cutting through and loud, you might have an instinct to be like, well, it could just be vodka then. But I don't think that's true. I bet if you make this with vodka, it's gonna be really thin. Why do I think that? Experience. I don't know that I could actually quantify it other than saying like, that's what my gut tells me. And I've been doing this for a while, so I'm probably got it right. I think it's a safe assumption that that's a fairly accurate assessment. I did actually have plans to do another drink in this episode. I was gonna do the Cocatini. In fact, I brought out all my ingredients for it, which is from season 2, ordered by, oh God, Bunny's mom. I think it's Bunny is the character, played by Lily Tomlin. And it's a great scene. I've done a lot of drinks in this episode. The battery on my mic died. It kind of knocked the wind out of my sails. I think I'm gonna cut it here. So I thought I was doing all the drinks in the show, but in fact, this is actually the drinks in season 4. There's probably a little bit more ground to cover with Only Murders in the Building, but that is going to be saved for either another day or possibly Patreon. And I thank you all for watching this show. I will see you guys in the next episode of HTD. Until then, please do check out my Patreon. A lot of people are really enjoying the Discord, the app, the exclusive content, which might in fact be the Cocatini. Check it out in the link below, up here in the corner. I'll see you guys next time on another episode of HTD. Until then, God, you know, I don't think that they... oh, that's what it is. Until then, this takes this investigation in a whole new direction.